Welcome to Harry's Hook. I am a journalist, big fan of boxing. I've written published articles on it. I also train and spar. Let's not deny it. All told, it's been a really good year for boxing. And now on September 30th, we get another showdown for undisputed supremacy, this time between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. In today's video, I'm going to preview the bout, talk about the boxers, advantages, disadvantages, some X factors that could determine the outcome, and then ultimately give my prediction. But first, if you enjoy this content, do me a solid, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. Let's start with the weight, because that is the mariachi band in the room. Jermell Charlo, who is the undisputed champ at 154, is jumping up 2 weight classes to take on the undisputed champ at 168 in Canelo Alvarez. Look, the weight is important, right? No doubt about it. They have weight classes for a reason. But Canelo is 5'8" with a 71.5-inch reach. Now, he's built like a Mexican bull, but it's not like he's big for the division. Jermell is 5'11" with a 73-inch reach, so he does have the larger frame to support that weight. But Canelo does hit hard. Just ask Bivol's tenderized arm, so Charlo is not going to be used to that kind of power. Plus, Canelo has a granite chin, so I think Jermell may be a bit surprised by how well he absorbs whatever lands cleanly. And carrying around that extra weight in the ring that he's not used to may wind up draining his gas tank faster. But that's the price that you pay for not taking a fight or two to settle in at the weight. But what makes Charlo really tough is that his game is good to very good in just about all areas. He's got very good power and hand speed, good footwork and movement, a very good jab, good defense, good counters. He really doesn't have any glaring weakness, and that makes him difficult to deal with on any given night. But I don't think that he's phenomenal in any particular areas either. Canelo's most glaring weakness is probably his flat-footedness. He's got pretty slow feet, so highly mobile opponents can cause some problems for him. He's got slick upper body movement, but can get caught with good jabs and straights. However, Canelo has some outstanding qualities. He's a great counterpuncher, attacks the body brilliantly, has a steel chin, tricky feints, and heavy punches. Now let's get into some X factors that I think could influence the outcome. Canelo's prime. Is he in it or past it? He's 33 years old, so he should still be in his physical prime, or at least at the tail end of it. But some have speculated that he is over the hill, particularly citing his last 3 fights. I mostly think that this is overblown. In his most recent fight against John Ryder, Canelo apparently had an injured wrist. And I'll admit, he still could have looked a bit sharper. Kinda seemed like he wanted to walk down Ryder with that high guard and just bulldoze him, but didn't expect so much resistance. All in all though, he did beat him up. Before that, Canelo outclassed a 73-year-old Gennady Golovkin to cap off their trilogy. Many say he should have gotten the stoppage, but Triple G is a great fighter, and even as a geriatric, has a cast iron chin, is extremely durable, with sophisticated boxing skills and formidable power. Canelo beat him pretty handily. And prior to Golovkin, Canelo lost to Dimitri Bivol, but to be honest, I mostly dismissed that loss. Canelo moved up to challenge a light heavyweight champion who was built with the perfect style to defeat him. Let's say we're here in the Build-A-Boxer workshop. What kind of fighter would you create to defeat Canelo? Well, always helps if they're bigger than him. They gotta be highly mobile to take advantage of Canelo's slow feet and to move in and out of range, a great jab to disrupt Canelo's rhythm and keep him at a distance, quick hands that still have enough power to keep him at bay and second guessing, and most importantly, discipline. A calm demeanor and discipline that allows you to execute your game plan and not get sucked into a brawl where Canelo can catch you with a big counter shot. Ladies and gentlemen, Dimitri Bivol. Well, what about before then? Well, if we go before that, Canelo had knocked out Caleb Plant and fractured Billy Joe Saunders' face. But here's that caveat I was talking about earlier. While Canelo is still technically in his physical prime, he's been a pro boxer since he was 15. He's an old 33 in boxing years. so maybe the wear and tear is starting to deteriorate him. Plus, he's been at the top of the boxing game for like a decade now, so maybe that Hagler silk pajamas quote is beginning to apply, right? It's hard to get out of bed and do road work at 5 a.m. when you've been sleeping in silk pajamas. And oh, baby, Canelo's been sleeping in silk pajamas for a while now. He's ensconced in velvet like George Costanza. Like I said, I think it's mostly overblown, but still can't completely ignore the possibility. And on the flip side, I think Canelo is a warrior through and through. You could tell during his fights that he embraces the battle, he loves the glory, and you know that he hears the talk. And so perhaps this is a moment where he takes the chance to want to really silence the doubters and gets that extra bit of motivation. Another X factor is Jermell Charlo's ring rust. Lions only? How about Lions ever? Because the last time that he was in the ring was May 2022. Before that, July 2021. September 2020. You've got to go all the way back to 2019 to find a calendar year where he fought twice. I don't think Charlo will be able to KO Canelo, because he's already hard to catch clean, and even if you do, he's super durable. I think Charlo would more or less have to duplicate the kind of performance that Bivol put on against Canelo. And he has the requisite skills to do a decent rendition. But the thing is that I just don't believe that Charlo can maintain that same level of discipline that Bivol showed through the entire course of the fight. Props to Jermell for jumping 2 weight classes to take on this kind of challenge and really chase greatness. When Canelo won't fight Benavidez. But ultimately, I think that Charlo will fall short. I have Canelo winning via unanimous decision. However, I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to pull off the late stoppage, especially with a little bit of extra motivation. And that right there is Harry's hook. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who do you have winning the fight and how?